You'll think the dog was guarding the house from something dangerous. You'll assume the basement held a secret worth hiding. But the truth? The dog wasn't protecting the house. He was protecting me from what lived inside him. And by the time I realized what he really was, I'd already broken the one rule that doomed us both. Let me start from the beginning. I took the pet sitting gig for the money, $500 a night to watch a German Shepherd named Max in a creepy Victorian house outside Portland. The owner, Dr. Voss, emailed strict instructions: feed Max at 7 p.m. sharp. Never enter the basement. Never open the windows after dark. First night, Max seemed normal, big, stoic, with a scar over his left eye. But at exactly 7 p.m., he started pacing the hallway, growling at the basement door. I tossed him his raw meat. Weird, but whatever. He ignored it, fixated on the door. Around midnight, I heard scratching, not from outside, from below, slow, deliberate, like something dragging claws across concrete. Max lunged at the basement door, barking so violently I thought his chain would snap. I texted Dr. Voss, "Is there an animal trapped down there?" His reply was instant: "Do not open the door. Max will handle it." I didn't sleep. Day 3, Max changed. His eyes turned milky white. He'd stand motionless for hours, staring at the basement door, whimpering. The raw meat rotted in his bowl, swarmed by flies. The scratching grew louder, rhythmic, like something counting down. I Googled Dr. Voss, retired biology professor. No social media, no photos. Just a 2003 obituary for a man named Henry Voss, killed in a lab fire. I called the number Dr. Voss gave me. A woman answered. "You've reached the voicemail of Henry Voss. Leave a message." Panicking, I grabbed a crowbar and opened the basement. The stairs creaked. The air smelled like formaldehyde and burnt hair. At the bottom, a single light bulb flickered over a room straight out of a horror movie. Rusted chains bolted to the walls. A drain in the floor crusted with black sludge, and symbols carved into the concrete. Latin? Maybe. One phrase repeated. "Non mortui sed viventes." Not the dead, but the living. Max snarled behind me. I turned. His teeth were black, gums bleeding. He lunged. I slammed the basement door, but he crashed through it like paper. I ran. Max chased me into the woods, barking in a voice that wasn't a dog's. Deeper, guttural, human. I climbed a tree, my phone dying as I dialed 911. Police found me at dawn. The house was empty. No basement door, no chains, no symbols, just a rotting German Shepherd carcass in the yard. Collar tagged Max, 2003. But here's the worst part. Last week, I got a text from Dr. Voss's number. "You fed him after midnight. Now he's hungry again." And my bedroom door just started scratching. You'll think the cat is just bringing you dead mice or trash. You'll assume the owners are eccentric. But here's the truth. The gifts weren't for me. They were for something else hiding in the walls. And by the time I realized what the cat was feeding, it was already too late to escape the house. Let me start from the beginning. Took the pet sitting job in Savannah because the pay was insane. $300 a night to care for a Persian cat named Luna. The couple, the Wilsons, were rich, reclusive, and obsessed with their precious angel. Their mansion was a gothic monstrosity, with one rule: never let Luna into the attic. The first night, Luna ignored me. She'd stare at the ceiling, tail flicking like she was tracking something I couldn't see. At 3 a.m., I heard scratching inside the walls. Not rats, something heavier, slower. Luna dropped a dead cockroach at my feet. Gross, but normal. Then the gifts got worse. A human molar. A locket with a photo of a girl who looked exactly like me. A child's diary page dated 1987. "Mommy says Luna is hungry again." I called the Wilsons. They laughed over Zoom. "Luna's playful. Those are just movie props. We collect oddities." But the attic door started creaking open on its own. Luna would sit at the threshold, refusing to enter, her eyes glowing faintly green. On the 4th night, Luna brought me a finger bone. Not a prop. Real. Blood dried under the nail. The Wilsons stopped answering my calls. The scratching in the walls turned into knocking. 3 raps, pause, 3 raps. Always at 3 a.m. I Googled the address. The house was infamous. In 1987, a girl named Luna Davis vanished here. Her parents claimed she'd been taken by the walls. The case went cold. I confronted the neighbor. She spat. The Wilsons bought the house in 2005. They look exactly like the Davises did in '87. That night, Luna dragged a doll into the living room. Its face was stitched shut with black thread. The attic door slammed open. I grabbed a flashlight and climbed the stairs. The attic was a nightmare. Dolls hung from the ceiling, faces sewn like the one Luna brought. Their bodies were stuffed with hair and teeth. Newspaper clippings about the Davis case plastered the walls. And in the center, a crib. Luna hissed behind me. I turned. Her eyes were fully black. The attic door slammed shut. The knocking started again. Not in the walls now. Inside the dolls. I smashed a window and jumped to the garden below. The police found nothing. No dolls, no crib, no clippings. The Wilson's number was disconnected. But here's the worst part. Last week, a package arrived. Inside was the stitched-face doll. A note read, "Luna misses you." And tonight, the knocking started again. But it's not in the walls anymore. It's under my bed. You'll think the raven is just repeating words it overheard. You'll assume it's a twisted party trick. But here's the truth. The raven wasn't mimicking her last words. It was inviting her back. And by the time I realized what it wanted from me, I'd already given it the final piece it needed to finish the ritual. Let me start from the beginning. The job posting was too good to pass up. $500 night to care for a raven in a historic Boston townhouse. No questions asked. The owner, Mr. Blackthorne, was a shadow on a Zoom call. Voice distorted, face blurred. His only rule, if the bird speaks in a woman's voice, leave the room immediately. The raven, Odin, was massive, glossy black feathers, eyes like polished coal, and a silver chain around its leg. For 2 nights, it watched me silently from its perch. Then, on the 3rd night it spoke. "He buried me under the oak," it said, its voice a perfect imitation of a young woman's. I laughed. Birds mimic. But then it said my name. James. Dig. 6 feet down. I hadn't told anyone my name. Mr. Blackthorne's phone went straight to voicemail. The townhouse had an oak tree in the backyard, roots clawing into the soil like skeletal hands. I grabbed a shovel from the garage. 6 inches down, I hit metal. A locket engraved, "Clara and Victor, 2012. Mr. Blackthorne's first name was Victor. The raven cawed from the windowsill. Deeper. At 3 feet, the shovel struck fabric, a faded sundress, then hair, long, blonde, tangled in roots. A skull stared up, jaw unhinged in a silent scream. I stumbled back. Odin laughed. Sound like cracking bones. "She's hungry," it said in Clara's voice. The police found nothing. No body, no locket. The backyard was undisturbed. Mr. Blackthorne's number was disconnected. The townhouse, owned by a trust, dissolved in 2015, but Odin stayed, the animal. Shelter refused to take him. Aggressive, they said. Bites everyone but you. Odin's new favorite phrase, "James, you're next." I tried to ignore him. Then the nightmares started. Clara's voice begging me to finish it, waking up with dirt under my nails. Odin perched at the foot of my bed repeating, 6 feet, always 6 feet. Last week, Odin vanished. The chain on his leg was never locked, but the nightmares didn't stop. Clara's whispers grew louder. "He needs a new wife," she'd say. "You opened the door." This morning, I found feathers on my pillow, jet black flecked with red, and a note in handwriting I didn't recognize. "Thank you for the offering. The oak needs new roots. The backyard soil is freshly turned, and the shovel is leaning against my door." If you've made it this far, then you know this story is just the beginning. But trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a spine-chilling moment. Every week, we dive deeper into the unknown, unraveling dark stories and unexplained mysteries that'll keep you up at night. And hey, if you enjoyed the terror, share this with your friends, because what's the fun in being scared alone, right? Let them experience the thrill, the suspense, and the heart-pounding moments with you. Trust me, they'll thank you later. Stay tuned for more stories, and remember, the darkness is always closer than you think. Subscribe now, and let's keep exploring the unknown together.